Pope Leo Xiv, the first American pontiff and a new chapter for the Catholic Church, by Aslan Adnan, M.A., A Papacy for the 21st Century. On the 8th of May 2025, history was made when Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was elected the 267th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, adopting the regnal name Pope Leo XIV. His election marks a momentous chapter in the history of the Church, not only because he is the first American ever to ascend to the papal throne, but also because his life and ministry span continents, cultures, and an enduring commitment to pastoral care, social justice, and global inclusivity. With a career that bridged missionary service in Latin America and leadership roles in the Vatican, Pope Leo XIV brings to the papacy a grounded understanding of the challenges and aspirations of Catholics across the globe. His election reflects a clear continuation of Pope Francis's emphasis on the peripheries, those often left behind by modernity, secularization, or political marginalization. Early life and formation. Robert Francis Prevost was born in Chicago, Illinois, in 1955 to a devout Catholic family of French, Italian, and Spanish descent. Raised in the American Midwest, he entered the Order of St. Augustine, OSA, in his early years and was drawn to a life of service and contemplation. He pursued his academic formation at Villanova University and later studied theology at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. After completing his studies in theology and philosophy, Prevost furthered his education in Rome, obtaining a doctorate in canon law at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas, Angelicum. This combination of American pastoral sensibility and rigorous Roman academic training shaped him into a versatile cleric who could operate effectively in both missionary and bureaucratic settings. Missionary calling in Peru. Perhaps the most defining chapter of his priesthood was his missionary work in Peru, where he served from 1985 to 1986, and then again for over a decade from the late 1980s onward. He worked in a variety of roles, including parish vicar, diocesan official, seminary educator, and later regional superior for his order. His tenure in Peru, particularly in the Diocese of Chiclayo, earned him immense local respect. In recognition of his contribution to the country's religious life and social upliftment, he was granted Peruvian citizenship in 2015. Prevost was instrumental in promoting education, pastoral outreach, and community development initiatives in Peru, especially in underprivileged urban and rural areas. His lived understanding of poverty and marginalization resonated deeply with Pope Francis' vision of a Church of the Poor. Global ecclesiastical leadership. From 2001 to 2013, Prevost served as Prior General of the Augustinian Order, leading the global community of Augustinians across continents. In 2015, Pope Francis appointed him Bishop of Chiclayo, and he later returned to Rome, where he assumed influential roles within the Vatican Curia. In 2023, he was appointed Prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops, the powerful body responsible for the appointment of bishops worldwide. He was also made President of the Pontifical Commission for Latin America. That same year, Pope Francis elevated him to the rank of Cardinal, confirming his stature as one of the Church's most trusted voices. Symbolism of the name. By choosing the name Leo XIV, the new pope aligns himself with the legacy of Pope Leo XIII, author of the landmark 1891 encyclical Rerum Novarum, which laid the foundations for Catholic social teaching and addressed workers' rights and the conditions of labor under capitalism. This symbolic choice strongly signals Leo XIV's intention to carry forward a renewed focus on social justice, economic equity, and moral responsibility in the face of today's deepening global inequalities. A papacy of dialogue and reform. With pastoral experience in both North and South America and administrative prowess in Rome, Pope Leo XIV is uniquely positioned to bridge the tensions between tradition and reform. He inherits a church navigating crises of credibility and relevance, especially in Europe and North America, but also experiencing growth and vibrancy in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. His stated priorities include promoting greater roles for lay people and women in church decision-making, advancing the synodality initiative begun by Francis, and renewing the church's moral voice in matters of global migration, climate justice, and peace building. Challenges ahead. Among the pressing challenges awaiting Pope Leo XIV are the continued fallout from clerical sexual abuse scandals, institutional reform within the Vatican's financial apparatus, and re-engagement with youth disillusioned by doctrinal rigidity. In theological matters, he is expected to continue balancing doctrinal continuity with a pastoral openness that does not shy away from difficult conversations about sexuality, gender, and interreligious dialogue. His American background, while symbolic, also introduces diplomatic complexity in a geopolitically fragmented world. Nonetheless, Leo XIV's deep immersion in Latin American ecclesial life and his reputation for humility and openness make him a figure capable of transcending national identities in favor of a global pastoral mission. Conclusion: a pope for the margins and the modern world. Pope Leo XIV represents a compelling synthesis of missionary compassion, doctrinal responsibility, and administrative acumen. His election signals continuity with Pope Francis's vision, while also bringing to bear a new voice, one shaped by the streets of Chicago, the barrios of Peru, and the corridors of the Vatican. His pontificate is expected to deepen the Church's engagement with the global South, reaffirm the dignity of the poor, and fortify the Church's commitment to justice, peace, and mercy in an increasingly polarized world. References: 1 Vatican News. Biography of Pope Leo XIV, Robert Francis Prevost. Vatican News, 8 May 2025. https://www.news.via//pope news 2025-05/biography of Robert Francis Prevost, Pope Leo Xiv.html. 2. Financial Times. First American Pope elected. Cardinal Prevost becomes Pope Leo XIV. Financial Times, 8th May 2025. 8ft.ft.com/content 09835F44464B16C 4CB801E53. The Australian. Pope Leo XIV, lifelong servant of the poor and a great uniter. The Australian, 8th of May 2025. https://australian.com.au/world Pope-Leo Xiv, lifelong servant of the poor and a great uniter. News-story 64A3DA608890225WEF7D2D1B90524. Wikipedia. Pope Leo XIV. Wikipedia, accessed 9th of May 2025. /en.wikipedia.org/Pope Leo XIV. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope, so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed, now seek the skies, and slowly, clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.